Shalom and good day all, this is the Healing29 back again for another DC review, and in this DC review I'll be covering 4 Rainbow Press comics / Super Sons Fortress of Attitude, but it will probably mainly go up in the Rainbow Press and comics side because I got a little suspicion here having to do with this comic. And it relates back to when the Summer of Superman special came out. But I'll get to that as soon as I get through the review. So, first things first, do these covers in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? The answer is yes, they do, to which I give both covers a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, the middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we get a bit of a flashback of sorts, which relates back to John Kent, but I also want to point out something here. People need to pay attention to things that are being shown, and what you see here, especially at the beginning, do people remember the Bendis-Taylor timeline? Because this is what this is from. All but this is actually being taken from the Tomasi timeline, or the Tomasi Jurgens timeline. Of course, we see this John Kent take on this supervillain. Take note, we are still seeing the Bendis-Taylor timeline John Kent, not the Tomasi Jurgens one. These flashbacks right here connect directly to the Tomasi Jurgens timeline, not the Bendis-Taylor timeline. Alright? Yes, we do have Bendis-Taylor timeline right here. Now, take note that this is the Bendis-Taylor timeline John Kent that has now become Tomorrow Man. I do want to point out that I do actually like the title of it, because it's just to take on the words of Superman, Man of Tomorrow. In this case, it's just Tomorrow Man. Until we get, which John Kent is this? Is this still the Bendis-Taylor timeline John Kent? Or have we got the resurgence of the Tomasi Jurgens John Kent? So, for the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I did actually enjoy the art. Next is the area of the story. First things first, considering how far we are issue-wise, did we get any comic book references? The answer is no, we didn't. And I do think that this issue should have reference the Summer of Superman special. Right? I think that really would have helped this story, because I'm not completely sold on this. Next is the area of time. We don't really get any area of time. We do get to see flashbacks, yes. Of course, we know that this is taking place in Smallville. Next is the cast of characters, consisting of Lois Lane, Batman, Wonder Woman, Clark Kent, Superman, John Kent / Tomorrow Man / Superboy. Next is Jor-El, Damian Wayne Robin, Crypto, some of the Superman family members. Oh, and by the way, get rid of the Super Twins and just make the Super Twins the cousin of John Kent. Extend the family. Hand them over to Supergirl. Plus, it might actually give her a bit of a change in her character too. that's long needed. So, as you can see in like some of my commentary in relation to this story, are we getting the bait and switch back to the Tomasi Jurgens, John Kent? Or are we still getting the Bendis Taylor John Kent? Another thing I want to point out is that this story feels a little bit too clean, and I don't think Dan Jurgens wrote it. I'm sure that there's going to be lots of people saying, oh, he wrote it. Not Dan Jurgens, Dan Slott. I don't think Dan Slott actually wrote this. I think someone ghost wrote this for him. Sure, it might have his name on it, but this comes off as possibly ghost written, especially in relation to a number of the flashback references. I find it a little bit hard to believe that he would go out of his way to look into such history. And considering a certain documentary that came out on Dan Slott too. Well, until then, have yourself an awesome... let's keep it colourful. Have yourself an awesome day. And we'll see you back again in relation to something Super Sons related to. So this will be going into both playlists. But it will be mainly under the Rainbow Press and Comics. Because something just feels a bit off with this. Oh, and my overall rating for the story is a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.